2022 has been an absolutely insane year for Wii U game prices, and we've barely even gotten started. Let's see how the rest of the year goes, but for right now, this is episode number 4 of my Wii U game prices series. I've got a big stack of games. We're going to be going through this entire stack. All right, first up on the list, believe it or not, I have not mentioned any of these in any of my previous videos. And it's about time Xenoblade Chronicles X gets talked about. Now, this game is not on the Nintendo Switch. This is a Wii U exclusive. Let's pull up the chart. As you can see, at present time, this is 81 Canadian dollars. But not that long ago, in 2022, this was a game that nobody wanted, nobody cared about. It was $15. 15 measly dollars. And here we are today, 2 years later, and we're sitting just over 2 years later, and we're sitting at about $100. Let's round this up. We all know it's going to 100, and we all know it's going much higher. In fact, look at this recent listing. Sold $92 Canadian dollars. Excellent shape. In many cases, that doesn't even include the shipping price. So this buyer may have paid an additional $15 shipping on top of that. Now, my copy is actually a sealed copy. Sealed copies are going to be worth a lot more money. Oh, frig. Well, not anymore, it's not, unfortunately. There goes half the value. Any damage to that sticker, or that seal. I was actually planning to get that graded. I'll probably still get it graded. Hopefully she's fine. But anyways, so my copy's sealed. I'm going to have to buy a used copy because I wasn't expecting the value of this to go up so fast. I got that copy brand new sealed not that long ago, and I paid $40 brand new sealed. And out of nowhere, we had this huge run up. So when did this start? This started about November 2020. The early stages of the run up. And then it kind of flatlined for a while. From, let's say, March 2021 until December, January 2022. Let's say January 2022. So about a full year, roughly, it flatlined. And then out of nowhere, Wii U collecting has really taken off. As I mentioned before, this ain't no joke. Now, here's something special I'm going to tell you about this particular version. And this is something that I heard and read about. I have not been able to verify it, but it makes sense. Somebody, I don't remember where I read about it. This was a year or two, or maybe even three years ago. Might have been a Reddit discussion. But the discussion was, people were asking around, hey, why isn't Xenoblade Chronicles X being released on the Switch, on the Nintendo Switch? Because many games have been ported over. So why hasn't this game been ported over? And the reason that was going around was, and this may have been maybe revealed in an interview with a Nintendo executive of some sort. Maybe it was coming straight out of Japan. I don't know. But the reason was that the Nintendo Switch, those little cartridges cannot actually hold the size of this game on it. So you would actually need 2 cartridges. So the game is too big. The Wii U CD could hold more space than a Switch cartridge. So if that is accurate, which I believe it is, and even if it isn't, I really don't think this game is getting ported. If they were going to port this game, they would have done it very early on. They've long passed that. They're long past when that was ever going to happen. I really don't think it's going to get ported. I don't. And for that reason, this is going to be a highly sought after game, and is already currently a highly sought after game, and that will continue. So if you don't want to pay $200 for it, or $300 or $400 in the future, I suggest you buy it now. Or be on the lookout for it at the pawn shops. I get good deals at pawn shops every now and then. There's one near my house. Sometimes you can get real good deals. Just be on the lookout for this game, because it's only going to keep going up. let's move on to my next sealed copy so I can get these out of the way and hopefully not damage them. Zelda Wind Waker HD. Now, unfortunately, this is the Nintendo Select version, but that's all I have because the seller screwed me over of the one that I want to talk about. Zelda Wind Waker also been climbing in value. I believe it will continue to climb in value. And let's quickly get the ports out of the way. There's a lot of talk of Nintendo bringing over ports of the Zelda Wii U HD versions, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, over to the Switch. And even if they do that, I don't think it's going to affect the value of these Wii U versions particularly that much. That doesn't faze me. I think that these are going to climb anyway. These are very highly sought after games. And again, these were also kind of ignored by the market at the time when it came out. I ignored it. I said, what the heck? It's already on GameCube. I don't really care. I'm not paying what you're asking for it. And of course, many years later, I had to go and buy it on the open market. So again, about 2020, the trend line really starts to take off. Or December 2019, January 2020, we see a nice clear trend line going straight up. If I had a stock charting tool, I could draw a nice little line going right up there. This is now currently selling for about 60 Canadian dollars, and it was $20 not that long ago. $20 January 2020. From there, had a 100% increase to $40. Then another 100% increase. This is up 300% from its original price. Every $20 increase is a 100% increase from January 2020. And where things really started to get heated, January 2021, we have a nice, from this time period 2020 to 2021, it was kind of flatlining, and it's been on a steady trend up ever since. Steady trend. And I believe that trend will continue. So if you do want this game, which is the best way to play the game, and why this version will always be the best way to play the game, is because they had some quality of life improvements related to using that Wii U gamepad to help you navigate around. All right, now we're going to move on to a really interesting game. I'm not just here to bring you games that have already started to go up in value or that already are high in value. If you've watched my previous episodes, you know that I try to bring you games that have not gone up in value and that you could still get for very, very cheap, because there are lots of Wii U games that have not gone up in value and that are still very cheap. And you're going to be shocked by this one, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me explain myself. Do not jump to conclusions yet. This is the Smurfs number 2. Smurfs number 2. Now, I'm going to show you something extra cool before I continue. See if the camera will pick it up. All right. Having a hard time getting the camera to pick it up. But what it says is Smurf it up with 5 players only on the Wii U. This game is on other consoles. But this is a Wii U exclusive version. The Wii U was famous for having Wii U exclusive versions of the same games that are on other consoles like the 360 and or the PS3. That's what a lot of people don't understand. This is a WayForward made game. WayForward had a role in this game, and they make good games, Ubisoft. So, this game is fun. This is like a Mario game. This is like Mario for the Wii U. Side-scrolling Mario game. Great graphics. Great controls. You can play all of the different Smurf characters. They all have their own unique abilities. But there is a catch. And the catch is the game is very easy. Too easy. It was designed for young children, unfortunately. Now, if there was an option to increase the difficulty, this game would have given Mario a run for his money. That's how good this game is. And I do think it will go up in value. Even though it's easy, it will go up in value. Let's look at the chart real quick. This one's still fairly cheap. About $30 Canadian. I paid $20 not that long ago. Trend line is up at a very slow pace. And that's the way we want it. We want these nice slow increases if you're looking to buy these games and enjoy them and play them. You don't already own it, you certainly don't want to see it skyrocket in value. So if you're planning to get this, which I recommend, I recommend this for everyone. I'm sorry to say, I do, I really do. Now, I might be saying that because I've turned into an old man casual gamer in my old age, and I've learned to enjoy easy games. But that said, I also found that this one is too easy, regardless. But the 5 player aspect to it, I mean, this I'm actually a little bit shocked that it's not worth more. I highly doubt this game sold well. I really highly doubt it. And there's other comparable kids games that are not very good on the Wii U. I'm going to give you an example. How to Train Your Dragon #2. It's on the Wii. It's a not a very good game. Smurfs 2 is much better than that game. But yet on the Wii U version, that game is skyrocketing in value. It's worth a lot of money right now. It's almost impossible to get your hands on a complete in-box copy. That's how rare that game is and how sought after that game is. So to have a really good game that probably didn't sell any better than How to Train Your Dragon 2, to have this only $30, I suggest you pick it up while it's cheap. All right, next on the list, game number 4. Mario Party 10. I have 2 versions. One of them came in a red box, one of them came in a blue box. I don't know which one is more rare. I'm 90% certain that the blue box was my original that came in the bundle pack, which I do have behind me, but it's hidden behind the Jay and Silent Bob NES game from Limited Run Games. So I think if you are a very picky collector, I would suggest you get probably the blue one. I really don't like having red Wii U cases. I don't even know why there are red Wii U game cases, but I have 2 other games that are also in red boxes. So I don't know why that is, but if anyone out there does know if one is particularly more rare than the other, please leave a comment below so that the rest of us can know what the difference is, value-wise and rarity-wise. Let's have a look at the chart here. Nothing fancy on this one. This is still a very cheap game. Used to be about $20 back in 2020. It's sitting at about $34 today. That's an over 50% increase. So percentage-wise, that is a high amount, but it is still cheap overall. And this is a very fun game. This is a very underrated game. So you may be asking, okay, if this game is so cheap and it's not doing too great on the chart, why should I get this game? Why would it go up in value? The answer is simple. All of the Mario Party games on consoles go up in value. All of them. So why not get it now while it's cheap? And also, I think that this one will go... So I think this one is underrated. It got mostly ignored, mostly just because the Wii U didn't sell very well. But it's actually a great Mario Party game, and it has Wii U exclusive features. And that's why this particular one is going to frickin' skyrocket equal to the GameCube versions of Mario Party 4, 5, and 6. In fact, this even has the potential to surpass the GameCube Marios, for the reason that there are exclusive mini games that you could only ever do with the gamepad, or properly do with the gamepad. Let me give you an example. Oh, and by the way, this is also 5-player. So the back of the box doesn't necessarily specify, as far as I know. Okay, up to 5 players. Yes, so it does. So one of the games, for example, in many of the 5-player games, one of the players gets to be Bowser, and you're facing the other 4. So one of the mini games, one of my particular favorites, The person who is Bowser, let me show you. So the person who's Bowser, I've got the Wii U gamepad in front of me. Okay, I'm Bowser. I'm using the gamepad. I'm looking at the gamepad. This is my control screen. You, the players, are using the TV. It's you against me. And I'm Bowser, and my objective is I'm going to blow fire on you. I'm trying to catch you all with my fire. You get hit by my fire, you die. But how I blow fire is there's a microphone on the Wii U here. I don't exactly see the mic. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So the microphone is right there at the bottom. And what you do is you blow into the microphone as if you're blowing fire, and you aim your fire with the gamepad. You could also yell, you know, whatever. It's just picking up on the noise. But the point is you're supposed to blow as in you're blowing fire, and you try to hit the other players with the fire, and they're trying to dodge you. Great game. There's lots of cool stuff like that in Mario Party 10. So I'm not kidding, guys. This game is going to go up in value. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it sold 10 million copies. I don't care if it sold 10 million copies, which it didn't. But I don't care if it did. It's still going up in value. Next game on the list is another cheap game that you can still get for cheap, oddly enough. Star Fox Zero. But I highly recommend you only ever buy this game if you get it complete in box, and complete in box means this fancy double pack that came with Star Fox Guard. Star Fox Guard alone has the potential to become a very highly sought after game in the future. That was actually a great game. And many people will tell you that Star Fox Guard is 100 times better than Star Fox Zero. And I won't argue that. It's just a little bit short, and you know, it's not really designed to be a full game in itself. But yeah, this is the version that you want. Don't buy them separate. This is the one that will hold the value. I own 2 copies myself. And the thing with Star Fox Zero is it got bashed for not being very good. But I think time will be much kinder to Star Fox Zero. I think over time it will grow in the appreciation of what it is. It's a good game. It's really not as bad as people say it is. A lot of times the hype on how bad games are is just based on the hype of YouTubers or reviewers, you know, the hype train of bashing it as if it was the worst game ever made. It's not that bad. Come on. I think it'll do very well in the future. Now they for sure made a lot of copies of this one. I think that they were expecting the sales to be very high. Even though the Wii U was a failed console, maybe they even thought it could be a system seller. Maybe they thought Star Fox Zero would increase sales of the consoles. People would go out and buy it. And if that's what they thought, it failed because the game did not get good reviews. But this will be a highly sought after game. If you are a Wii U collector, or if you own a Wii U, I think Star Fox Zero is a must-have game. It's kind of like Mario. You have to have it. You have to. You can't have a Wii without Mario. You can't have a Wii U without Mario. You can't do it. I'm sorry, you can't do it. And there's probably a lot more Marios out there than Star Fox Zeros. So this is going to be a sought after game, especially complete in box like this with the bundle, the way it was designed to be sold. Who knows where this could go? Let's look at the chart in closer detail. The game is $25 complete today. Round up $30. The last one was sold for 27. It's going for about 30 Canadian dollars. All these prices are in Canadian dollars. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. But more importantly, it doesn't matter. Some people, they'll look at the price and they'll say, hey, it's only $30. This game is never going to go up. Well, I think people were saying that back in December of 2020 when this game was $6. Okay? They were saying the same thing. this game is never going to go up. Well, I happen to disagree because ever since that time, December of 2020, we've been on a straight line going up. Look at that chart. Non-stop up. And this trend line will continue. Yeah, you get your mini dips here and there, but nothing goes straight up. That's normal. Go look at a stock chart. That's completely normal. Nothing ever goes straight up. But in the long term, when you draw that trend line, that's a straight up chart. The long-term trend is clearly up. And this is a game that you can get cheap for today that comes with Star Fox Guard, which that alone is worth every penny that you pay for this game. Every single penny. And you can play this on 2 players. This is a 2-player game. How many Star Fox games out there are 2-player? None that I know of. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, technically there was a multiplayer option. Star Fox 64, for example. Okay, well, none of them are 2-player co-op, all right? All right, now for a very interesting game. Zombie Wii U. Zombie U. Now, this game is very common. Very common game. The difference is this Wii U version does have Wii U exclusive features where you use the gamepad to do certain things in single player mode. But I'm not recommending this for that reason. Why do I think Zombie U is going to go up in value? Let's look at the chart first, and then I'll explain why I guarantee you will buy this game. Everyone and their mother is going to want this game. The chart, it's a dead chart. Let's be honest, guys. This is a flat line. This hasn't done anything. This game is going nowhere, and it's going nowhere fast. They printed a ton of copies. It was a cheap budget title, I do believe, because I remember seeing it in EB Games for like $20 brand new. Fairly certain it was $20 brand new. Might have even been on clearance. That's how common this game was, or not very desired this game was. But the game is excellent. Single player game, excellent. One of the best out there. But that's not why I'm recommending this. Had some cool online features where, you could run into other dead players. Like if somebody else died somewhere, they would turn into a zombie in your game. Something like that. I don't quite remember. But that was really cool. But that's not where the money's at. And I'm surprised they did not advertise this the way it should have been advertised. I don't see it anywhere on the back of the game. Not even on here. They're not even telling you the secret of this game, the secret sauce. The secret sauce is multiplayer. It's 2-player. In a 2-player special battle mode that you could only ever do on the Wii U. This is a Wii U exclusive 2-player battle mode where 1 player is Team Zombies. I am the zombies. You are the guy with the gun. And is a capture the flag type of game. So there will be bases, let's call them bases, with flags around the map. So let's say there's four bases, 1 in each corner of the map. Player starts in the top left corner. He's got to go and capture the flags just like you do. You're the zombies. Then you're saying, okay, well, what the heck? What do you mean I'm the zombies? Well, what I mean by that is you are the zombie overlord. You see the entire map on your screen. You do not look at the TV. The TV is for the player with the gun. You are placing zombies at different locations on the map. You get money, income, that you spend money to buy zombies with. And the more bases you own, the more money you get. And you can get to the bases quicker in the early game. You have to place a zombie on the flag to capture the base. But the player can come and kill those zombies and recapture the base. Yeah, basically, it's almost like a capture the flag type of game. And your objective is to kill the player, and his objective is to take over all of your bases. Because if you lose all of your bases, you lose the game as the zombie overlord. I played the hell out of this one in 2-player. Now, I will admit the only problem is I found that the player I was playing against, Isaac, if you're watching this, he was too freaking good. I couldn't kill him. I couldn't win a single match. So I don't know if it was because he was too good or if it wasn't balanced enough so that the zombie overlord would always lose. I think he was too good, to be honest. He was really good at aiming, killing zombies, and the player has to watch their ammo count and all that survival horror type of stuff. But he never had ammo issues. I maybe came close to killing him once. Uh, Maybe I wasn't strategically placing the zombies in good locations, but I thought I tried everything, man. I was trying to beat this guy. I could not do it, but the game was fun as hell. And what I would suggest you do if you are playing with a player that is just too freaking good, he's getting the headshots left, right, and centers, killing the zombies, then you have to provide some sort of handicap where you have to say, okay, I get a 20-second head start as the zombie overlord. Help me take over more of the map to get more income. Something like that. You can bend the rules a little bit to have more fun with the game. Zombie Wii U, when word spreads around that this has the funnest multiplayer action of any multiplayer game out there, this game, I think it will have its day. It will go up in value. One of these days, it will get the respect it deserves. Not getting the respect it deserves right now, and it will happen. So pick it up on the cheap if you don't already own it. So I'll do my best here to show you the multiplayer mode. There's two modes, but this is the better one. This is the only one that I actually did play. So it is a capture the flag style game, and as you can see, the zombie players, the king of zombies, and you capture the flags by sending grunt units to the flag, and the survivor has to go there by staying in the flag zone for a certain amount of time. The survivor picks his weapons. He gets to pick from a wide selection. I'm just trying to get the game started. Okay, so the survivor has now spawned. This is the map I'm looking at. That's the survivor in the... That's him. I can see him on the map. And what I've got to do is send zombies out using the touchscreen. So I've got a zombie that costs $10. The camera's not really picking it up. That guy's $10, $3, and $4. I have $18 in the corner there, and I guess you can only have a maximum of 8 zombies on the map. So here's a flag. I'll show you an example. I'm going to put a zombie on that flag. I'm going to put a $4 zombie. Oh, this is a hunter. Detects survivor positions throughout the map and gives chase. This is a guard unit. Defends and attacks, so I'll put him on the flag. So I dropped him in. And this $10 guy is a grunt unit. Finds and captures flags. Grunt units are indispensable to win, but must be protected. Okay, so let's place him down, and you can see him moving around. Oh, he already found a flag. Okay, so yeah, so they've got to attack the flag to capture it, I believe. And now you can see my money is going up. So after you place zombies, your money goes up. So I placed a hunter there. The hunter is now looking for the survivor. And I'm going to go ahead and find one more flag. I'll put that guy in the corner, and as you can see, he is going toward the flag immediately. And hunters will actually hunt down the survivor. See? And I'll place a guard unit in the flag zone. He's protecting the flag now. So this is a very fun game, one of the best ever made. Next game on the list. Zelda. Twilight Princess HD. This was an obvious one coming. Everyone knew it was coming. Now, again, I won't spend too much time on this one. I mean, if you can get the special edition that came with the amiibo, that's like this very highly sought after version. Believe it or not, I pre-ordered that back in the day when it came out, and I now regret it, but I sold it a long time ago before I realized that I wanted to start collecting for Wii U. I sold it for cheap. Enough about me. This game will has been going up in value, and even if Nintendo releases a compilation for the Nintendo Switch, I think that this one will still hold its value and will continue to creep up because the Wii U is like the Sega Saturn. These games are very rare. This console almost bankrupt Nintendo. Like if their Nintendo Switch had the same sales as the Wii U, they'd be looking at a similar situation as Sega back in the day when they had to stop making consoles and had to go to hardware only or software only. They don't make hardware anymore. Now, let's start this chart around March of 2020 again, January, March 2020. Once you can see, this trend has been going up. The trend is your friend, and the trend is up. Trend is up, my friend. Had some flatlining time periods around April 2021 to January 2022. But the trend is still up. The overall trend, it's still going up. I paid about $100 for this one because so look at this complete in box. It's $105. But I actually couldn't find a copy for that price. I couldn't get one. I was finding that the majority of copies that I was finding were averaging closer to about $120 to $125. So when I did find one for $100 flat, no shipping, I jumped on it. I took it. I took it before it gets too difficult to find and the price jumps up to $150. So everyone knows that game, so let's move on to the next one. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This is another Wii U exclusive. Very unique mechanics because you actually do use the Wii U gamepad and you draw like a path and loops and a whole bunch of jazz for Kirby to ride on. I guess you draw rainbow ropes. Okay, I know it sounds weird. It is a little bit weird. It is. But it's unique, and you could only ever play this on the Wii U console. They cannot remake this game because you need a gamepad to play it. I don't think you guys understand. If you need a gamepad to play it, it's a Wii U exclusive forever. Unless they come out with another game that uses a gamepad. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. Fortunate thing here is that it seems word is spreading that this is actually, it's a good game. I'll admit I'm not a particularly big fan of it, though. I don't necessarily like the concept, but I admire it as a work of art. From an artistic standpoint, I believe the game is really interesting, and I could see why a lot of people do enjoy it. The collector in me is why I bought it. But unfortunately, since about December to January 2022, that 2022 is the theme of this video. 2022, a lot of these games have gone up and they've made significant leaps, and this is one of them. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Straight line up. Well, probably some evil investor came in and bought them all. Some smart son of a bitch realized that this is an undervalued game and that it's going to go up in value. So if you are interested, I hate to say it, but if you're interested in this game, keep an eye out for it. And if you can get a good deal, buy it immediately. That's my advice. That's what I did with a lot of these games. I paid $100 for Zelda Twilight Princess. But that trend line is quite scary. And that does happen from time to time. This game was very cheap for a very long period of time. It was only very slowly creeping up to the point where it was basically flatlining. Didn't do much. Well, wake up today, it's now $72 complete in box. And yet not that long ago, you could have got it for $25. If you bought it in April 2021, roughly $30. It's up over 100% since then. It's pushing 150% in a very short period of time. So this game's really gone bonkers. It is a unique game that I think a lot of people are going to want, and it is multiplayer. This is a multiplayer game. A lot of Kirby games are multiplayer nowadays, most of them, if not all of them nowadays. But the point being, it's multiplayer, it's Kirby, and it's Wii U, and it's Nintendo. What happens when you combine all of those things? The price is going to go up. Now I've got another interesting game I'm going to show you. Second last game here. I've got a real treat at the end. Real freaking treat at the end. Avengers Battle for Earth. It's arguably not a very good game. The reviews were not the best. Not the best. But this particular version, and the fact that you use the gamepad to battle, is a Wii U exclusive feature. So what makes this game interesting is it's a fighting game, but if you're like me and you suck at fighting games where you have to do all these fancy moves and crazy button combinations, and you're not very good at doing that type of thing, then this is the fighting game for you. Because you don't have to do fancy button combinations. You actually use the Wii U gamepad to draw out your moves, and it'll tell you what you have to do, how you do the move. Basically, play on the gamepad requires players to trace patterns on the gamepad screen to perform your special attacks. There is a versus mode. You can use Wiimotes and nunchucks as well. But this particular version, I think, is going to go down as rare. I don't think it sold very well. I can just about guarantee you that. And the other thing is that the chart hasn't done much either. It's basically flatlined. Not doing anything fancy. It's really cheap. It's about $20 complete in box. Used to be about $10 back in March of 2020. It's up about 100% since then. That averages about 50% a year, 50% increase. Well, if it does continue on that trend, 50% a year, this will continue to go up, and it will become a $50 game before you know it, if it continues at that pace. So it's cheap. This is not some hidden gem, like crazy hidden gem, Little Samson type of story. This is simply a good, fun game that you can play and not have to put in crazy button combinations like Mortal Kombat. It's got Avengers characters, it's got Marvel characters. I think you should pick it up. If it sounds like something you might enjoy, check it out, watch some review videos, but keep in mind that just because a game is not a perfect 10 out of 10 AAA title doesn't mean it's a bad game. And I think that this is actually a fairly good game for what it is. And it's incredibly unique. And I do think a lot of these really unique Wii U games will continue to go up in value in the long term. You got to remember, the Wii U, I mean, in my mind, I barely even consider it retro. I don't even consider it retro. Like, I've been collecting all the way back since the NES days. Those consoles are old. Like, the Wii U is just a little baby infant. So imagine what the prices are going to be like 10 years from now. You think they're expensive today. They ain't getting any cheaper. In that long-term trend, they're only going to go up. You can look at the NES, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn. Go look at those trends and you will see they haven't exactly been going down. All right, now for your hidden gem. Only the real OGs know why this game is going to be on the list. Need for Speed Most Wanted Wii U. Need for Speed Most Wanted is not a Wii U exclusive, but this is the most wanted U version, and there is a reason why the U version is in there. There's a reason why this has a special title. This is a Wii U exclusive. What do you get with the Wii U exclusive? You have to get something good to make it worth its while. Well, they certainly do give you something good, I'll tell you. They give you a lot of things that are real good. They give you the DLC, includes the Ultimate Speed Pack DLC on this feature. And they don't stop there. They do not stop there. The back of the box will describe your Wii U exclusive features. Co-driver mode. So it's actually two-player co-op. I will admit the two-player co-op is not particularly good, but it is unique. You can play two-player co-op. The fact that you can actually play two-player co-op is still pretty freaking amazing. You can play with your kid, especially if it's a young child. He could help you drive, wife, girlfriend, friend, buddy, you name it. You can still enjoy the game together. So I'll give you an example how the co-op driving works. So one player is using the Wii U gamepad, and they help you navigate, so they can look at the gamepad and help you navigate what's coming up. But they also help you turn, so you can get some extra force in your turn. You know, if you turn together, you'll get sharp. I mean, you can still drive with just one person. So if you're driving and you turn, the other person doesn't turn, you can still turn, but you get more force in your turns if you turn together and drive together. Co-driver mode, that's what they call it. And it doesn't end there. So, and by the way, the speed pack, that DLC includes 5 extra cars, 25 extra challenges, and 70 milestones. I don't know what that means. But there's something that they don't advertise on here. You have to play the game or look it up online, I suppose, to find this out. There's an Easter egg. Multiple Easter eggs, in fact, where you can find cars from Super Mario. So you can find a Mario car, Yoshi car, Peach car, and these are secret cars that can be only accessed via secret locations where you go down a pipe and you can find these cars. So that they don't advertise that. Like the actual Mario is not in the car, but they're cars, the themes of cars based on the Mario characters. So you have the Mario colors, and they're like what a real life Mario racing car would look like. So this chart is not too exciting. March 2020 was about a $15 game. Today it's about a $30 game. Complete in box, $30. So it's still very cheap. It's been trending up, but not very much, which is good news for you. The fact that this is not a $100 game should be good news if you actually want to buy this game and play this game. Which is why I'm recommending that if you are into Need for Speed, if you're a big fan of Need for Speed games, this is a great game to pick up, in particular for the co-op aspect. How many Need for Speed games out there exist where you can do co-op driving, where you can play with a friend and have somebody help you navigate as if you're doing like one of those Subaru rallies, you know, where you got the guy, the second guy in the other passenger seat, being your navigator. No, it's not quite like that, but that's the general concept. There you have it, guys. We just went through 10 Wii U games that you can pick up on the cheap before they continue to go up in value. I predict all of these games will go up in value. Every single one. Every single one I am predicting right now will go up in value. And I may do a follow-up video 1 year from now regarding all of the videos that I've made, all of the Wii U prices, maybe even 2 years from now. I don't know yet. I may do a follow-up video and we can compare what's happened. I do know from some of my previous videos that the prices have continued to go up. I did These two games are not cheap. Talked about those in some of my previous videos, so I highly suggest you go check out my previous videos if you want to find out more Wii U games that you can still get on the cheap today, or if you also want to find out which Wii U games will continue to go up in price and that are actually fun, because I tend to focus on games that are actually fun, because why not own a game that's fun and will go up in value? It's a win-win situation. Scratch that investor itch and have fun while doing it. I am trying to get to over 9,000 subscribers, so if you do enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel.